going on with the game, yo? Clippers.
Let me go see right now. I'll be back.
You
Actually,
have to
no.
walk and go find out what's going on?
Yeah, I'm not doing this thing in my living room. Holy shit, bro. Lakers are up by 16 points, yo. All right, Asif, wake up, yo. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Awards, featuring your host, Azar, alongside Asif, Imran, and Amzad, for a very special episode covering all the NFL awards that will be happening. The finalists for the 8 of the Associated Press 2024 NFL Awards, including the 5 players in contention for the MVP, were revealed on January 23rd. Finalists were determined through the AP's voting system, which was revamped in 2022 and asked voters to rank their top 5 picks for the MVP and the top 3 for any other awards. And the winner will be announced at the 14th annual NFL Honors Ceremony on February 6th, hosted by Snoop. And I'm pretty excited about that. I love Snoopy. Snoopy's a good guy, so we'll be able to, see really, really good
Oh my
honor
god.
ceremony as well. But
Yeah.
let's get it started right away into it with the AP's Assistant Coach of the Year, featuring Joe Brady, Buffalo Bills, Vic Fangio, Philadelphia Eagles, Brian Flores, Minnesota Vikings, Aaron Glenn of the Detroit Lions, and Ben Johnson of the Detroit Lions as well. Who is your pick for the Assistant Coach of the Year?
Well, I'm gonna go with Detroit, but my boy in Detroit.
Which
Ben
They had
one?
a good,
Johnson.
Which one?
yeah, they had a good offensive year. They
Ben
tried, they
Johnson.
did
Ben
a whole lot of
Johnson.
things. Yeah, they put up a lot of numbers. I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah,
Who
I'm
you guys got?
also gonna take Ben Johnson, Detroit Lions offensive coordinator, my bad. Um, First of all, the Lions had the best ranking offense throughout the NFL this year, and what they were able to do with the play designs, with having the two-headed monster with Gibbs and Montgomery is not something we've seen with two running backs in quite some time. The way they were able to dominate, the way they were able to maximize Jared Goff's potential and get St. Brown having a career year. So many guys on the field were able to have a career year under Ben Johnson, so I'll give him that.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you guys. I'm gonna go with the my co-pick for AP Assistant Coach of the Year is gonna have to be Vic Fangio, DC of the Philadelphia Eagles. They they
Okay,
took
I'll
they
take that.
took
I'll take that.
two defensive players in the first 2 rounds, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Their defense ranked first in the NFL in total yards allowed, which is about 278 yards. Number one in pass defense, passing yards allowed per game, top 10 in rushing defense, and second points allowed, and top five in the red zone touchdown section as well too. And they're also top three in third down rates as well too, especially with the Eagles defense from last year coming off a dismal 2023 season, finishing 31st in passing defense, 30th in points allowed, and 29th in the red zone. And on top of that, too, they had a big switch from Sean Desai to Matt Patricia later in the season. So that turned the Eagles' struggling defense into a dysfunctional one as well, too. And with the hiring of Vic Fangio, they really turned it around, especially having a stacked defensive team lineup such as Darius Slay, Zach Vaughn, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., C.J. Garner Johnson. The list goes on.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I can't argue with that one. That's a good pick right there.
It is a good pick. It was, I would say,
maybe
within
change
the
my
top
pick.
two. Within the top two, that was right where it needed to be. The Coach of the Year. We're starting off with Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions, Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota Vikings, Sean Payton of the Denver Broncos, Dan Quinn, Washington Commanders, and Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs. What's the pick, fellas? Talk to me.
All right, my pick. I'm gonna go with the Vikings coach.
Ooh,
Ooh,
That's
okay.
my pick. That's my pick. They
Kevin.
came out of nowhere. Nobody expected anything from them.
Yeah.
They're one win away from being the number one NFC ranked team,
Right.
right? They just made everybody. Sam Darnold came out of nowhere. He made Sam Darnold just blow up. I think Sam Darnold is a good candidate for like comeback of the year as well. We'll talk about that
Gotta
later.
get a
But
bag, yeah.
yeah, he changed up their system, and yeah, that's who I'm going to go with.
I'm gonna go off Amsad's point with terms of expectations. I'm gonna go ahead and take a surprising pick, probably one that not many people are gonna take. I would go ahead and give it to Sean Payton of the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Just because of the sole fact of expectations. They came in here drafting a rookie quarterback. Last year, they were nowhere in near discussion to even compete for a playoff team. If you look at the roster from top to bottom, there's a few, two, three Pro Bowl players on that squad, and the fact that they were able to go 10-7 in a division alongside some good teams and make the playoffs was something no one was expecting. So I'll give Sean Payton a lot of credit for that.
Since you talked about teams that weren't expected to make playoff runs this year, I'm gonna go with Dan Quinn of the Washington Commanders.
Say it, talk it,
So we
say
had
it.
so we had the coach of the year last year in D'Amico Ryans. He also had a CJ Stroud in his first year quarterback, and history repeats itself. I'm thinking Dan Quinn in coaching
Hey, I had a rookie
Georgia.
quarterback.
Yeah, but you said they weren't I said they were on the same expectations too because you said nobody was expecting them to win or go far. Same with the
Yeah.
Commanders as well too. So anyways, yeah. So the Commanders are coming off a 4-win season, trying to establish a whole new identity for the team and the organization. And Dan Quinn entered the season with modest expectations as the Eagles and Cowboys were the anticipated favorites and top contenders in the NFC East. They won 8 more games than they did from a year ago, going 12-5. And yeah, he coached that team, and never mind their defense was very bad. Like they made a big turnaround, and they finally had a good playoff run. He led his team to the playoffs for the first time in probably over
Yeah,
15 years.
we can't talk about the playoffs, bro.
Oh no, I
These are
said
in season.
I said he led his team to the playoffs.
So hey, so did my coach.
To the playoffs.
Mine did too.
So did my coach.
Did as well.
But my coach led his team further.
I'm gonna go Dan Quinn as well. Honestly, I was really happy Imran said that. I think it was just, you know, just
Expectation.
nobody in the world of football expects. Well, now the Washington Commanders, but for joke's sake, the Washington football team, uh, to make the playoffs, in any way, shape, or form, just based off their past history. Yeah, Dan Quinn, Imran, good pick. I like it.
Thank you.
Azar and Imran always agreeing, huh?
Yeah, man. Imran comes with the analytics, the stats, and the full down report, man.
I
Like,
come with the opinions from the heart.
And so where do
yes.
mine come from? My heart as well too. It comes from
And
the eyes.
research.
Come from the books, yo.
It
Come
comes
from the
from the eyes, the
books.
hearts, and the books, everything.
True, true, true. I'll take
All
it.
right. Next up, going into comeback player of the year. One of my personal favorite awards in any sport. To be honest, I think that a lot of players, they really have a rough go after a really tough season. So, doing all the work and being someone in that position myself, um, to really just make the whole next year, your next season, your next play a whole lot better is something that's really important. So let's go with the nominees here that we do have. Starting off with quarterback Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow from the Cincinnati Bengals, quarterback Sam Darnold from the Minnesota Vikings, J.K. Dobbins from the Los Angeles Chargers, cornerback Christian Gonzalez from the Patriots, and safety Damar Hamlin from the Buffalo Bills. Imran, my research guy, take it away, man.
All right, so my comeback player of the year is going to be none other than Sam Darnold of the Minnesota Vikings. He
You
did
can,
not play.
Sam.
Yeah, he did not play last in 2023. He was just a backup with the San Francisco 49ers, and he was supposed to be in that same situation, but JJ McCarthy ended up getting injured, and it was time for Sam Darnold to step up, and he had a career season. He had a career season. He threw for over 4,000 yards, which was fifth in the league, 35 touchdowns, top five in the league, to only 12 interceptions. He led the Vikings to the playoffs as well. It's been a season of all career highs for Darnold. And this is the first year he's actually thrown for 20 touchdowns in his pro career. And the 35 TDs are the most he's thrown in his whole football career as a whole. And from basically not going to playing at all last year to having to be that number one, having to step up and take over for JJ McCarthy due to injury. And he really stepped it up, and he showed what he can do with the talent around him. And he led the Vikings to the second most wins in franchise history as well too.
No,
Right?
no. There's
It's
a
the difference between most improved. You sucked last year and you improved to be better this year.
yeah.
Comeback player means, in my opinion, whether it's coming back from injury
Mm-hmm.
or,
Yeah.
unforeseen
Sure.
circumstances, that you
So
come back and succeed.
Exactly.
so
Come
so
But
back from
so
unforeseen
speaking
circumstances doesn't mean that you sucked before.
well, our unforeseen circumstances. You bring up the good point because I did watch a video on
Thank you.
CBS this morning.
okay. Wait.
The circumstances have to do with the player not playing as well too. So,
But the question was comeback for the year.
yes,
He
I
didn't
do.
come back from anything.
That exactly.
Well, he
Sam
came.
Darnold.
But
Wait, wait, wait.
he didn't play last year. He did not play. It's the same
Whose
thing.
fault is that?
It's not his
Whose
fault.
fault is that?
It's
Exactly. So
you can say
comeback
this,
player of the
but you
year.
can say the same thing for Joe Flacco as well too. Joe Flacco won
When?
comeback player of the year last year.
Okay, well, but okay, I'm talking about this year. I feel like Sam Darnold. How are you gonna win comeback player of the year if you're not coming back from anything?
He
I'm
came
like, see what
back.
I'm saying?
Yeah, he didn't start last year.
So
Yeah, but he
comeback
came back.
players should be coming back from an injury or coming back from a
No,
situation.
not
That
really.
but that is a
It could be.
situation. He
It could
was a
mean
backup.
somebody that just had a
That's what I'm
couple
saying.
bad
He was a
years.
backup, which
He
means
was a
he
backup.
sucked.
Exactly. He's not coming back from
Yeah, but
anything.
that's the
He's
comeback player.
improved his
You were a
skills
He
backup, but
improved
now
his
to
you're
skills
a
like
from a
starter,
year.
to a playoff team.
right? So
Uh,
you were doing nothing to now you look what you're doing.
yeah, but I think that's more most improved compared to being a comeback player.
Thank you.
Yeah, but this is not the NBA, guys.
No, what is Sam Darnold coming back from?
He
Being
was
bad?
he wasn't
Yes,
playing at all. He was
That's
not
his
you
playing.
fault.
weren't playing.
He
You
wasn't
weren't
playing.
even
He was a
playing. You
backup.
didn't even play.
But why
You
wasn't
were
he
a
playing?
backup.
Why wasn't he
You
Because
playing?
were a
Brock
backup.
Purdy was was the starting quarterback on the
Exactly. So
49ers.
But
He
like,
posted all
wait, I'm
career
so
highs.
confused. Is
He
Imran
led
agreeing with me or disagreeing with
he
me?
led
It's the
his
same
team.
thing, guys. I
He
don't know if you guys understand this, but it's the same thing.
no, it's
Most
not.
Not
improved
it
and
No,
necessarily.
it's
basically
comeback.
is
not.
the
You
same
have to
thing.
improve to be a comeback player. You can't be a comeback player if you don't improve. You're gonna be shit. You're gonna be garbage. You're not even gonna be up for an award.
No, or my pick. My pick is for comeback player of the year is Joe Burrow because last year
Okay, how is he a comeback player of the
because
year?
he's coming back from an injury.
He wasn't even injured that long.
Well, yeah, he was. He was.
He
He
was
was.
injured
He
half the
missed
whole
seven. He
season
missed
last
7
year.
games.
He missed half the
He
year
missed
last
7
year.
games.
That's
Big
half the
deal.
year, bruh.
That's not half a year.
That's half.
And the Bengals
Yeah,
That's
it's
half a
have,
almost
football
half.
and the
It's
season.
almost
Bengals
That's
half a
like
year.
recently
18
have the
weeks.
potential to
It's
be a
not
playoff
That's
team
half a
technically half
all
a
football
these
year.
season.
years.
But you know what I mean? Like, how is he a comeback player? You were always good.
Yeah, but he's coming
You were
back from
always
the
putting up numbers.
injury.
You put up numbers again.
I
Yeah,
feel
but
like he's coming back from
he's
the
coming
injury.
back from
No,
an injury. He's like people
But
could say like, and I would say
it's
like
Joe
it could.
Burrow, though. He's elite. An elite guy is always going to come back elite,
you sure about
No,
that?
that's
especially a quarterback.
no.
Which,
Whenever they talk about comeback player of the year, they talk about what that person went through, whether it's injury, whether it's a
Family matter.
whatever they're coming back from,
but
and
think
still
about you're coming
performing.
back from. But I agree with Imran with his pick because he's coming back from not even playing.
Yeah, but
Darnold.
where did he
Where did he?
lead?
But look where they
Where are the
went.
Bengals? Where are the Bengals?
Where did they
Where did he
go?
go?
Okay,
Right?
this is a totally
No, no,
different.
no. It's leading.
Okay,
You
No,
got
but
to
but
that's
lead
part
your
of the
team to the
conversation
yeah,
playoffs. You
but
got to
because
lead your
it
team.
doesn't matter.
being a
It's a
comeback
regular
player,
season thing.
whose team went further?
Who's
Who led their
Who
It
didn't
team?
doesn't
play?
matter
okay?
about
First of
going
Who
all,
led
anywhere.
their
Burrow
team
lost
further?
to the Patriots in his first game. He lost 3 in a row. He lost to the Steelers. He lost to the Browns.
First in yards, first in touchdowns.
I
What other
get
stat?
that.
And
Padding his stats,
third
bro.
and third
Padding his
at in
stats. That's
QBR.
all he's doing. He's just padding them. He's just writing them down, jotting them down. It means nothing.
Oh
Your team
my!
went nowhere.
So
Your team went nowhere.
season.
Sam Darnold never played. Went
Whose
to a
fault is
team, a
that?
brand new team, might I add. Not knowing their system. You get what I mean. He's at a brand new team, brand new setting, and you took your team to the
I
playoffs.
think, guys, can we put this one for the Concast record books? The first
Full
closest to
debate.
heated
Yeah.
debate we've had.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, no,
Who's next? What's next up?
that
Next
was a
one.
good one, yo.
You didn't. Oh, is your comeback player Sam Darnold too? Upset?
I made it quite aware.
Come on, where have you been for the past 10 minutes?
We got the candidates for defensive rookie of the year: Cooper DeJean from Philly, Braden Fisk from the Rams, Quint Quinion Mitchell from the Eagles, Chop Robinson from Miami, and Jared Verse from the Rams.
Jared Verse is actually the favorite to win defensive rookie of the year, and here's why. He produced 4.5 sacks, 66 tackles, 11 for loss, forced 2 fumble and recoveries, and he actually led all rookies in quarterback hits, pressures, and hurries as well too. And he's actually tied for second in hurries and fourth ranked amongst defensive players all around the NFL as well too. So it was a great all around season for this defensive
Pretty good
rookie as
shot.
well too. Yeah, so
Yeah,
impressive stats for a rookie defensive player for sure.
Let's keep it moving. Candidates for offensive rookie of the year.
that's all I got.
We got
Okay.
Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Bo Nix, and Brian Thomas Jr. Fellas. I like this one. This is actually I really like this one.
I think this might be the first one we all picked the same guy.
I don't think so.
I don't
Mm,
think so.
No?
I mean, I think
Really?
me and you will pick the same guy if we're thinking right. But Asif, take us away.
Before I take this away, let's just this rookie class. was extremely deep.
Oh yes.
Like there are so many impact players that, like, honestly, if I'm
There's
being
a few names
honest,
that weren't even on the list, too, right?
you could pick any of these five, or yeah, any of these four maybe, and I'm not gonna have a problem with. But I'm gonna go with the tight end from the Las Vegas Raiders, Brock Bowers.
Okay. Jeez. I guess we're not picking the same pick here, guys. All
Anyways,
No.
right.
look, this is what I'm saying. My only point for this one is I wanted to talk a little shit, but anyways, the my whole point of this one is we've never seen a tight end come in the league and dominate like Brock Bowers is doing in year one. Look at year one for Brock Bowers. Who was his quarterback again? Nobody. Nobody. And he ended up being the third in the NFL, the entire NFL in receptions and eighth in yards. To do that as a rookie tight end with not a amazing with a nobody quarterback is extremely. I'm gonna go ahead and take Brock Bowers.
Jeez.
Do you get where I'm coming from a little bit?
Nah, he's a good pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He's solid.
Just
He's
because
a,
we've never seen a tight end make an impact
yeah.
like this in
No,
year one,
absolutely.
especially with the circumstances.
Yeah, Mr. Holtzman, what were you wanting to answer your own question about or something like that?
Jaden Daniels has
Thank
to
you,
be.
bro.
It just
Jeez.
has to
Alright.
be.
Jeez
Things that he's
Louise.
done, and mind you, I am not a Commanders fan, but he, like for as a player, he's definitely made a lot
Fun
of
to
people
watch.
fans of him. Made the game fun to watch.
Yeah, this rookie class here, this offensive rookie class was something else. Like it's really insane how these stats were lining up. As Asa was mentioning about Brock Bowers, most receptions by a single rookie. He also passed Mike Ditka for the all-time rookie yards by tight end in a single season.
See, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying, bro.
well,
Like
hold on.
he's done something.
Hold on. There's more. Malik Neighbor set the Giants single season record with 109 yards and 109 receptions, and he had the second most receiving yards by a wide receiver this year, just surpassing 1,200 yards.
Anyone who took Bowers.
It's a good pick.
It's a
Like
good pick. I
I
mean, all these
it's a
guys
good
too.
pick. It's like good, but just not good enough.
All right.
Anyways,
What we got next?
We have got the defensive player of the year. First of all, we got Zach Bond of the Philadelphia Eagles, Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns, Trey Hendrickson of the Cincinnati Bengals. We got is Pat Surtain from the Denver Broncos. Last but not least, we got TJ Watt from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And guys, who is your defensive player of the year?
Mr. Imran.
Imran, you go first.
Take Mr. Pat Surtain, not certain, for my defensive player of the year. He played a key success in role in Denver's success in defense all year. He's often eliminating opponents' top offensive weapons. In 92 coverage snaps against 5 AFC Pro Bowlers, he's allowed 6 receptions on 16 targets for 56 yards and no touchdowns, and he's thrown 2 picks. He also provided momentum boost throughout the season with several game-changing plays. One big coming when he in Week 5 against the Raiders, where he had intercepted a pass and returned it 100 yards for a
That was
pick
cold.
six. Yeah,
That was cool.
and he also had a interception later on in the game as well too. And he had his 4th consecutive season with double-digit passes defended as well too.
I think we all are thinking the same thing here, unless Asif has another hot take backed by evidence. But we're going to Offensive Player of the Year, featuring Saquon Barkley of the Philadelphia Eagles, Joe Shiesty of the Bengals, Jamar Chase of the Bengals, Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, both from the Ravens. Fellas, is it much of a debate? Can we just
Did we just skip past this one, huh?
should we just skip past this
Well,
one and let Imran
well,
give us a little rundown?
there
It's
could be it's
debatable.
debatable, but you know
It
what?
could be.
It could
You
be
know, it all depends on
how you put it.
Debatable
you
by
know,
how much?
the
Like
people that
not
are
by
swayed
much.
to
Jamar
vote.
Chase won the Triple Crown this year.
Right.
He won the
But
Triple Crown
Saquon
this year.
Barkley's a
I think
gangster.
I
Ah, ah, bro, this has nothing to do with being a gangster.
Play by.
uh,
All right, we have gotten the MVP featuring Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, Saquon Barkley of the Philadelphia Eagles, Joe Burrow of the Bengals, Jared Goff of the Lions, and Lamar Jackson of the Ravens. Fellas, I think we might have another fight.
I think
Two
we might.
fighting one day.
Fight? No, I don't fight.
No, I mean like
fighting is
tough
happiness,
people, but
bro.
like debate.
All right, I'm gonna go with my boy. I'm gonna go with Mr. Josh Allen. I think he. I think. I. To be honest, I don't. If Lamar gets it, I wouldn't be mad either. But I'm going with Josh Allen.
And I'm
He
gonna
just,
take the guy. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
he just went, he went nuts. He showed that he had nothing, and look what he did.
No,
For
absolutely.
sure. No. Yeah.
He had no help.
Like
No help.
He did what Dak Prescott was trying to do when he had no help.
Oh, never
Like,
compare Dak
don't do
Never
Prescott
that,
to
man.
ever
hold
Josh
do
on,
that
Allen.
again, bro.
Don't do them kind of things,
guys, you're
brother.
not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying Josh Allen's that guy.
Uh-uh.
You guys not
But
Please
like
do
don't
listening,
not
put
man. You
ever
guys
do
Dak.
that again.
all I'm talking about is two quarterbacks with no help. The reason why Josh Allen's in a conversation like this is because he showed he was the guy to do it. Unlike Dak Prescott, who just couldn't.
You
We can't make fun of Dak Prescott
Going with Lamar Jackson
because you had your braids
I'm not
leaking.
mad. I'm not mad at that
to take
either.
it. Um, what I do, I'm a huge fan of Josh Allen and the 1 point. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. I do agree with the point where
I'm not
Umzat
mad at
saying
that. I'm not
that
mad at that either.
I do agree with Umzat saying that Josh Allen does not have the help. But on the flip side, I'm going Lamar Jackson. I just thought he was a lot better. And if we just look at every major category, yards, almost 400 yards more, almost 13 more touchdowns, less interceptions, and a better QBR. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead with Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen by
I'm not mad at that. I'm
a
not
very
mad at
small
that at all.
margin.
yeah.
But I do agree with the point that as a quarterback, to be able to lead your team, Lamar Jackson had every tool to be successful compared to Josh Allen. So that's probably why the stats are more inflated. But I'm still gonna go ahead and take
Josh
three-time
Allen was
MVP.
more heroic.
Yeah, those
Buffalo had a better record than Baltimore,
yes,
right?
they did. They had 13 wins this year. Yeah, but you gotta remember too, Buffalo scored the most total points, second most total points in the whole NFL this year. Josh Allen had the second most rushing touchdowns with 12, top 10 passer rating. They proved week by week throughout that season they can hang with the big dogs of the NFL. I mean,
Nice.
Josh Allen is the only player to have three passing touchdowns and three rushing touchdowns in a same game. He's also the
Crazy
only
stat.
player to actually have a passing, receiving, and a rushing touchdown in a single game too.
Another crazy stat.
And
Crazy
on
stat.
that,
That's what I was looking for.
and on top of that too, during the whole season, he actually surpassed the Bills' legendary QB Jim Kelly with 245 all-purpose touchdowns as well too.
That being said, it was a long one today, fellas. But we got
Interesting one, yeah.
interesting one.
No,
He
it's
did
okay.
one
It's good. It's
times.
good. It's good. Sometimes it's gotta be good like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we need a little bit of banter, but
Yeah.
that's all sports. That's all the business in sports. But thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, turn on your post notifications, and follow us on our brand new Instagram page at the KhanKast. Dropped in the link below. So don't forget to check that out with all the little bloopers and fun that we're gonna have on there. But yes, we are finally gonna get ready to sign out of this one. So take care and have a good night.